Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a very non-bingo rack, triplicate A and a U, but I can sort it out with Nanua if that plays. So I think I'm going to be playing rather than changing. Now, I don't understand this. Opponent appears to have played. Well, his clock's still ticking, so we'll see what happens. Right. Opponent has, well, lost contact or quit and then rejoined, and I think that seems to have corrected a glitch in the program whereby his move wasn't showing. So I can play Nanua underneath Zany for 29. And I'm wondering if the letters Osri Itten showing here are the tiles that opponent drew. Well, we shall see. Now, feels close to a bingo, but I don't think I have one. But it's a balanced rack. I've got a scoring tile in the V, and it should be fairly straightforward to sort out. Yeah, it does look like those were his tiles, but I haven't gained an advantage by seeing them. So, wow, what to do here? Opponent's got a good lead. Zars takes nothing in front. R only takes an E, so I could play V-Day. Let me see what that looks like. For 20, keeping Lad, not a great keep. Invites opponent to play in row L. An alternative would be Vaded, but Vaded. And I think that would be better. It's going to score more. Rackleaf, I think, is slightly better. It does take an E in front. But I trail, so I think I'll live with that extra volatility. Wow. And I draw an E. Do I have a 7-letter bingo? It would be a shocker to miss it. I have red tails through the A if opponent plays in column 1. But is there a 7? Wow, I don't think there is. Gosh, and A and V are the only floaters on the board. Couple of technical problems today. I recorded a game earlier, absolutely fantastic game, and I got to play Aussie Cats. And then after the game was finished, the screen recording software failed, which meant there was no capture of the screen, so the entire recording was wasted. And now, obviously, at the start of this game, opponent plays Zany, and it wasn't showing on my screen. His clock ticks down to 16 minutes before I contacted him. And then when he left and rejoined, that corrected the problem, and his clock was corrected to 19. So not a great day for technology. So what if Red Tails is blocked? I'm just considering the initial letters of... Oh, wow, look at that. Fantastic bingo for opponent, 59 points. He does take out the A that I had for Red Tails. 2 new floaters, N and O. Tendrils, wow, yes, tendrils and trindles. And that's going to score more than anything through the O. Phew, tendrils for 66. And this is a volatile board because we've got column 1 available, top and bottom. We've got column 8 onto this S. And this looks close, but I'm not seeing a 7. And there are very few floaters for 8s. I guess the R is available. Not seeing anything there. The I isn't available. The D is just about available. And then there's the T. Not seeing anything. Wow, good score for opponent. So what to do here? Well, there's a couple of hot spots. Let me just consider the remaining floaters. There's the L, not seeing anything there. So is there really no 7 with this rack? If there is, it might well play. Potsherd is a bingo through the R. Does that have an anagram? Don't think so. But a 7-letter play, there are several 7-letter lanes on the board. Well, I'm just not seeing one. Now, I have toffs down here, which is a decent score, 42 points. Great rack leave. What might score more would be a column 2 play ending EH, but I'm not seeing one. Faceti, I think, takes an S. Not sure about that. I am going with toffs. So I have Demesne, and that plays, or probably pronounced Demine, that plays in row L. Does it play anywhere else? And really I'm looking at the floaters in toffs for an additional bingo, not an alternative placement for Demine. And I don't think there is an alternative placement. So this rack plus a T, I have the ment ending, the ED ending, not seeing anything. O doesn't look useful. How about the P? No, speedmen not good. How about the H? No, and back to the R of tendrils. Emenders, reedsmen, possibly. Re-emend, well, none of those, if they're good, work. So, now seedmen, I think, is an anagram of demene. Does that play anywhere? No, I don't think it does. Well, possibly if Facetes is good. Let me check that. Not good. Okay, so all I have is bingos playable in row L. Yay takes nothing in front. Rosany takes nothing after. Has opponent done the same thing, played and it not been registered? Well, I'm not saying opponent's play if he has made a play. The O of notarial, not available for a bingo because nothing hooks toffs. So if row L remains available, well, I think, no, it wouldn't be demene because that doesn't get doubled. It would be seedmen. Yeah, that would be the play, which maximizes score. Now, I didn't. Great, opponent plays and doesn't block my bingo. So seedmen for 77. And wow, is vaulting good? Is vaulting good? It might be. I think it's a slightly forlorn question in the sense that even if it is, it doesn't play. Not seeing anything through the N or the O. Oh, wow, fantastic bingo for opponent. 58 points on a, well, fairly blocked board. So I trail by 50. I'm looking in row A. I do have Volta in that spot, which is quite nice. 27 points. I keep the ing ending. The board has got the floating N of seedmen and all of the floaters in toffs. It would be nice to play off the G with the V. So is there a way of doing that? Gatvol is good, but that doesn't work with this positioning. okay, slightly hot, but I think if opponent plays there, he'll be creating new floaters. U and O are available. Oh wow, what about outloving? Is this good? Outloving. And it is unbelievable. Wow. I love 9-letter plays. Good grief. I had a slight doubt about that, but wow. Absolutely amazing. So back in the game, back in front, but only by 15 points. And I will not be bingoing with this rack. Although through an N and a T, I would have notabilia. Wow, unbelievable. 9-letter plays happen, I think, once every 40 games, and that's if you see them. So what am I going to do? B would sit very nicely between the A and the O, but do I have a 5-letter play ending BA? I don't think I do. There are a couple of plays which sort the rack out. A Boyle, Alibi by Ali, I, and I plays top right. And that would keep B and O, which would have scoring potential for next turn. That remains available. My B could also go above the E of Seedmen. I don't think I can play the B. Well, what about above the I? No, I can't reach the triple word square. What about beginning above the G? No. So is Ali I the play? I think it is. Ali I for 24. Wow, this looks quite nice. I have oh yes, brown-eyed through the N. Will that stay available? Possibly not, because this E is super hot with the double word square above it. But I think I have brown-eyed, if that's good. Maybe I'm confusing it with brawn-eyed. No, it's not good. Okay, well, let me temper that enthusiasm. So, floating H. Well, I have howbeit. It's not a bingo, but it sorts the rack out, as well as wrecking the rack. Hock only takes an S. There's an S to come. Only 4 tiles in the bag, and I trail by 30, and still J, Q, and X to come. So I don't want to play off a lot of tiles. But it would be handy to play off B and W. 13 minutes on my clock. Where can I play off B and W? And possibly the O as well. So anywhere for bow. Heb not good. No, not seeing anywhere for bow. I certainly don't want to empty the bag with, or do I? Or do I? So opponent drew 4 random tiles. I'm going to have only 5 tiles on my rack. This scores 30 points, so I'll have a 1-point lead. If I go out in 1, which with 5 tiles must be a possibility, then I think I have a good chance of getting a decent amount from countback. This is high risk, but I think this represents my best chance of winning the game in the absence of seeing. Well, if I played just BW, it would be for such a lame score. Yeah, and what would be the alternative? Possibly playing Dow for 18, keeping Tribe. Very unlikely to bingo with that. Okay, this is high risk, but I think any winning line from here is going to be high risk and dependent on drawing the right tiles, so I am going with this. And I'm not going out in one. But opponent has the Q and the X, but he'll have 2 turns in which to play both of them. Okay, so that didn't work out. But if I'd retained tribe, well, there's a good chance I would have drawn G, J or M, so I don't think I would have had a bingo. Yeah, it's a nice score for opponent, secures the win. And opponent has EX, which is a pretty good pair of tiles. He can play X, a G and Z. So I need to stop that. I can play Jig. Do I have any better options? I don't think so. So Jig for 22. And opponent, I'm sure, will have options for his X. Well, he has X in row M, if nothing else. And Jig has also blocked X underneath BE. And the final score, 385 for me, 463 for opponent, a winning margin of 78 points. So well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. Very exciting getting the 9-letter play down, but then not enough to go on and win. So here we go. Fantastic opening rack for opponent. Well, surely he didn't miss this. That looks rather fishy. He played zany on his opening rack, so goodness knows what this is. Let me unexamine and go through this process again. 26th of Feb. Yep, that's the game. First move. Okay, well, we'll have to ignore that random rack. And now this was my rack and I played Nanua. Opponent's rack plays Rosany. And here we go, K2 Vaded, that was my play. Dived, also available in the same spot and wouldn't have had the front E hook, so may have been better. Plus the rack leaves slightly better. Opponent plays Notarial, could have played Schlitter for 2 more points. And, well, I placed Tendrils, but Snurtled, its anagram was playable, and F1 Stollider, there was a bingo through the O. Opponent plays Facete for a good score. And I have Toffs for 42. And 30 points between us. Nice play by opponent. And, wow, N1. Facete takes a D. Gosh, I checked if it took an S, but it takes a D. And that would have scored 10 more points than Seedmen, but would also have opened up row O, so not a huge amount between those. Fantastic bingo for opponent with 2 U's, and that gives him a 5-point lead. And here we go, Outloving for 67. Not a huge score, but a fantastic word to spot. It's always very exciting getting a 9-letter play down. And that took me into the lead, but not for long. Opponent plays Orbit. Now I have Arlii for 24, so just 10 points between us. Opponent plays Hawk, and, well, this was my rack. Yeah, well, ISC doesn't really work out best winning lines. It's really looking at score and rack leave in its instant valuation. So this is how be it for 30, which compares reasonably with the alternatives. Let's see if Examiner 1 is working and it's not. So do let me know in the comments if you think there are better moves than howbeit. So opponent is in this great position of having a 60-point Q play and then a guaranteed out with EX. I played Jig for 22 to block opponent's best out. And opponent plays Wex for 29. So what a game. Absolutely tremendous fun. Great fun getting out Loving down. Not enough to secure the win. And then an interesting situation later. I suspect the game was doomed with the howbeit rack, but it's an interesting rack because usually one would leave a tile in the bag, and I did have options to do that, but I felt that howbeit represented the best, albeit small, chance of winning the game. So do let me know in the comments below if you think there was a better winning line I could have pursued. Anyway, many congratulations to opponent on his victory. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.